What's up everybody, it's CJ, and I'm back with another Barnacle Bay renovation video. And today I'm going to be renovating the Hearties cave. This is the house that the Rayos family stays at. So we have Roger and Mia. Mia is expecting a baby. And you may remember a couple of years ago, I renovated this house for just a one-off video, just a, random renovation video. Now I thought about reusing that build for this save file so I didn't have to basically fix it again. But then I looked at the house and I was just like, you know what? Let's just not be lazy, CJ. Let's just do something from scratch. And I'm kind of glad I did, because this house looks a lot better, I would say, than the last one. I don't really remember what the last one looks like, and now that I'm finished with this one, I might actually go back just to kind of compare. I like this one a lot more. The budget was pretty good, but I did run out of money, so I think I might have been doing a little bit too much in the end. I was able to get everything that this house needed, so it is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home. Even the original house is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. The original house, as you probably saw, is a rectangle, and then on the back of the house, it has these 3 roofs, like these 3 gabled roofs, and it looks crazy. Like, I don't know what they were doing with the original. I think they were trying to, like, roof it around the shape of the house, but, like, if you just fix the shape of the house, then the roofing can be better. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I really do think that Barnacle Bay has some of the worst builds in the entire game. And I know there's a lot of other builds in other Sims 3 worlds that are not that great, but I feel like Barnacle Bay has the worst ones. Like, it was really just giving, let's just build something. There is one thing about this lot that I don't like. It's the fact that it's a big lot, y'all. This house is on a 30 by 30, which doesn't sound that big, but it's really big when you have a small starter home. It's good if you want to expand out in the future, or if you want to, like, build something bigger at some point, but it's not the best if you just need a little small starter home, because a lot of the budget will go towards the lot size. I think we had around maybe 5,000 simoleons. I can't remember the exact amount, but we had a couple simoleons to renovate this house. So one of the biggest things I did, and I kind of talked over the whole process, was the landscaping and outside. There are so many big trees on this lot, and I think the Sims team did that so that the lot didn't seem so empty. Like, that's a good trick to do. But the thing is, in The Sims 3, trees cost a lot of money usually, especially those big trees. And I'm like, if we're on a budget of renovating this for basically 3 Sims, I'm like, some of those trees have to go. I did keep a couple, so the lot does look a little bit more filled in. And you saw that I put a fence in the front yard. That kind of helps too. But there's a lot of empty space here, like a lot. It's kind of funny though, because Mia is a criminal, and it says in her little description that, like, sometimes she takes stuff home with her, which is actually what criminals do in the game, by the way. If you have a Sim in the criminal career, they will sometimes steal stuff and bring it home. So if you have a criminal Sim, check the family inventory every so often. You'll probably have some good stuff that you can sell for money. And then, of course, Roger is in the music career. Roger is, like, very frantic, it seems like. Like, I think it's more so, like, nervous, because it mentions that he wants to get the nursery ready, and then he's getting ready for that by, like, washing baby clothes over and over and rearranging all the books on the bookshelf. It's kind of just giving him frantic and nervous. I can understand that, though. So I was like, you know what? Let me just help these two with a house that is nice, because it says that, like, Mia is the more sensible one out of the two of them. So I'm like, you know what, maybe she was the one who found this place, right? So as you can see, it's really starting to come together. I went with some really nice hardwood floors. I was trying to go for some more lighter colors, but also kind of neutral at the same time. To me, this house just gives modern home energy, even though it's more like a suburban home. But it just kind of gives, like, that modern home interior, but I quite like it. So as you can see, I kind of start off in the, I guess, foyer. I put a couple of half walls to kind of separate the entryway from the living room, and then the living room from the kitchen. And I didn't really know what to put in this little nook space. You'll see at first I'm using one of the plants. It's either, I think, from Seasons, or it's from a stuff pack. I can't remember, but I ended up using, like, this really nice plant that's, like, in this little enclosure. At the very end of the video, I do delete it because I needed some money. Like, y'all, by the time I got to the bathroom, I ran out of money, because I kind of went, like, in a clockwise position. So I start over here by the living room, kitchen, the rooms, and I end with the bathroom. And, like, I literally ran out of money. So I had to, like, delete one of the plants in the backyard. I deleted one of those plants. I replaced them with the cheap ones from the Sims 3 store, because as you can see, I used that other really nice plant over here too by the desk. But I don't know what I thought I was doing, but it wasn't giving. So I was like, let's just delete some stuff. But you see, for the living room, is really starting to come together. I kind of splurged a lot lot with this build. So I have the 1000 Simoleon TV. We have these really nice love seats from, I believe they're from Island Paradise. The rug is base game. The coffee table, I believe, is from World Adventures. I just really like that yellowy color, but I wanted to kind of change it a lot. But I really did like that yellow color for it. Like, this just looks so nice. It looks so nice. I kept that original end table with the phone because I was like, they probably would have a house phone. So I kept that. And then I wanted to include a bookshelf somewhere. So I'm using this one from the Generations pack. I do recolor it ever so slightly. And you'll see that the layout of the house changes a little bit. So right now, you'll see we have a bigger entryway. I made it a little bit smaller because I didn't really realize how small the parents' room was until I got to furnish it. I'm like, bro, they have no space for nothing. So I'll talk about that in a little bit, but the layout does change, and you'll see it when it happens. But as of now, though, we're in the kitchen. I wanted to put a high chair in the kitchen, not gonna lie. So in The Sims 4, high chairs can slot to tables, but they don't do that in The Sims 3. So I went against putting a high chair because in my brain, I'm like, oh yeah, it'll slot. But then I thought about it, it doesn't slot in this game. But in an ideal world, I would have put a high chair in the kitchen as well. Cause like she's pregnant, so we don't really have the baby yet. I could imagine in the future, like, you know, having the baby sit down and eat while everyone else is eating and stuff like that. As you can see, I drew a little fence on the ground to kind of separate the two rooms, so to speak. I sometimes do that because it just makes it look kind of nicer in my opinion and adds a little bit of detail. And Sims can still walk over the fence, by the way. It's the fee fi fo fence, I believe that's what it's called. And as you can see, it kind of has like a nice little border between the two spaces. I'm gonna be honest though, I did not want to use these cabinets and counters, y'all. I didn't. I don't have anything against these, but they're like really cheap and they look really old-fashioned and they don't really fit the aesthetic of the house. If I had a little bit more money, I would have used the ones from Ambitions instead. I sacrificed having a better looking kitchen for the budget. So maybe if you want to, if you play here and your Sims have a little bit of money, maybe you could swap out the kitchen stuff, but I still think it looks nice, all things considered. I kind of went with some more like basic vibes. So it's like white and browns. Like I said, I went with some like neutral colors. The bedrooms are like more bright, you know, and kind of colorful in a way, but I wanted some more neutral colors for this little outside area. So I feel like if anything, as long as they just have something that is functional and it works, you know, all the extra renovations and refurnishing can kind of come after the baby's born, you know. But as of now, we're moving on to the bedrooms. So I start off in the parents' room, and like I said earlier, I didn't realize how small it was, y'all. I mean, even in the original home, the bedroom was really small. And I kind of have to remind myself that in The Sims 3, Sims don't scoot on the bed like they do in The Sims 4. So if you have like a double bed up against a wall and you have two Sims that need to go to sleep, only one can sleep because the other one won't move to the wall, you know? So I was like, oh, what am I gonna do here? I thought about maybe making the nursery a little bit smaller, but then it was kind of already small and it was like awkward shape anyway. And I was like, that's not gonna look good. I would have been able to fit everything if the bed was this way against the wall. But since the room was so small, I really couldn't add a dresser unless it was the vertical one. And it was just a lot of going back and forth. I had to pause the recording a couple times because I'm like, this layout is not laying out like I like it. Like, I like it, like, from the entryway, like, from the front door to, like, the rest of the house. But just looking at this small little cramped room, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can move the parents' bed into where the nursery is and just have that be their room. But since that room is so, like, narrow and long, it didn't look good either. So I'm just like, bro, what are we gonna do? And then like two Sims wouldn't have been able to get in that bed either. So I'm just like, bro, what are we gonna do here, y'all? What are we gonna do? So I was like, okay, we're just gonna like make the parents' room a little bigger and we'll make the nursery a little smaller. And I think I might have made the bathroom a little bit smaller. I can't remember. I do tweak the floor plan a little bit. It still looks nice, but this way the bedroom is a lot bigger. We can put two end tables. I put these lamps from the Supernatural pack and I never use these lamps. So I wanted like some yellow and green kind of colors going on. It's kind of bright in a way. I also put like a little mirror up in here too because I wanted to have a standing one, but those are kind of expensive and I didn't want to run out of money just yet. The parents' room is still good. They still have that vertical dresser, but at least you can move around in the parents' room a little bit more. Now, as for the nursery, we don't really know what they're having, because she's pregnant, you know, so we don't really know what the baby's gonna be. And every time they have a baby, it's randomized, so, you know, you really don't know. I went with a more like neutral color, so this is more like a teal-ish blue. So I kind of have my typical layout. I'm using the dresser from Ambitions. I was gonna use a rocking chair, but that would have went way over the budget. So I'm using this little chair from base game. Sims can still sit down in the chair. We have a little pirate treasure chest, because, you know, Barnacle Bay. And we have a circular rug. We have a little mirror. And then, of course, I have my curtains hanging up on the wall. And yeah, that's basically it for the nursery. I tried to reuse a lot of the stuff that was in this house to begin with, because sometimes with these kind of renovations, you kind of have to keep some stuff if you don't want to go over the budget or risk going over the budget. So we still have the little blocks and stuff like that. So now this is like when I was telling y'all I ran out of money. I was like, bro, what are we gonna do? So this house had a tub and a shower. I would have kept the shower, but since I have a mod where you can give toddlers baths, and also sometimes I'll have dogs in my household and you can give dogs baths in the tub too. So I was like, we'll just keep the tub instead of a shower. And I did use the countertop from the kitchen, but that's basically everything for the entire build. So if you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like, comment something down below, stick around for the screenshots, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks for watching.